Angela Fazio is an industry powerhouse who has overseen 40,000 homes sold and $9 billion in production. And Kristen Cantrell is one of the nation's most accomplished team leaders, helping thousands of agents build their businesses. They are passionate about educating, encouraging, and empowering moms in real estate. Our next episode starts now.
Hey everyone, I'm Angela Fazio. You're listening to Moms in Real Estate.
And this is Kristen Cantrell, and today we get to talk to MacKenzie Miller, who is the team lead of NBRE, and she is out of Idaho. So
yeah, we're really excited to talk with her. She runs a team of 7 so far and probably growing, and her emphasis is helping new agents right out the gate. So if you are listening and you're a new or newer agent, you're going to be so excited to hear what she has to say. So hey, welcome, and please get us started. Tell us a little about yourself.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here with you guys this morning. So I've been in real estate for 4 years. I have a team of 7. I also have 2 little boys. One is 3, Cash, and then the other one is 15 months, and his name is Ford. So they keep us so busy.
I bet.
Oh my gosh. I love those names.
Cash and Ford.
Yes, I love it.
Thank you. With a common name of Miller, you have to get a little bit creative.
Good point. So that when you look up somebody's name, you don't have 17,000 of them.
Yes, that is true.
Yes, my husband is a Michael, and so there's
Michael Miller.
Oh, yeah. It's like so common.
Oh my gosh, how funny. So how did you get started in real estate?
So we bought our first home here in Eagle, Idaho, and it was a new build. We didn't have an agent that we were working with. And it was kind of a hard process. And we went to go sell our home the first time, and it was really lonely. We didn't know, the agent just didn't really help us understand the full process. And so I remember going through that, and the deal ended up falling apart. And I was like, you know what? I really think I want to get into real estate. And it wasn't until Cash was 6 weeks old that I had decided, okay, well, I was still on my maternity leave. So I decided to take the 2-week course and didn't end up going. I was in the medical field and I didn't end up going back. And my first purchase or sell was our own. And so it was, super scary, but I was also thankful that I got to, be our own guinea pig through everything. But I just
Let's go back for a second, because I'm imagining like when I had a 6-week-old at home, and if I had to do that 2-week crash course, I would have died.
I looked at Kristen and I mouthed 2 weeks. You go. Oh my God. That was awesome.
That is
gosh.
insane. I did a 3-week course and I did not have a 6-week-old, and I was like,
you were a little stressed. Stressed.
Yeah. And I was breastfeeding, right? So it was like, and you only got you had like a 10-minute break every hour or something, which obviously isn't enough time, to go pump or whatever. And so I was like in the car pumping on our lunch breaks. And I was like, oh my gosh.
This is going to encourage some people right now, because if you could do that, anyone could do it.
Apparently you're no weenie, and we like that.
Yes, we do. So tell us, once you kind of got through your first transaction, like we were talking about earlier, you're still a new agent. So as you kind of started building your business, what made you decide, you know what, I'm going to start a team?
Yeah. So I was signed on as a solo agent with Silver Creek. And it was so lonely and it was hard. And I remember having to do my very first CMA, and I was like, hey, can I have someone, help me through this? And they're like, well, you can reach out to, another agent if you'd like. And there just wasn't, it was scary, and there wasn't anyone to really rely on. And so, and I just remember sitting in real estate class and was like, I want to have a team one day. I thrive off of that second family type atmosphere. And in real estate, you don't really have that unless you are on a great team. And so I was like, I don't want everyone, all of these new agents or whatever to experience the same thing that I had to go through. I want other people, I want to be able to help agents because it's super scary.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
You know,
And
Kristen and I have been talking with agents for years and years and years, and I can't tell you how many times we've said it matters who you surround yourself with. You can't be an island in this business and be working to your full potential. So how awesome that you recognize that so early in your career and that you said to yourself, I need to help other people not experience that. That's like that really shows your heart.
Well, and what's really cool is you didn't go and find a team. Not that would have been a bad thing, but you actually like showed up as a leader and created your own, like all your agents on your team are new. So you were like, you know what? I didn't have this. So I'm going to show up as a leader and I'm going to do this for other new agents. And I think that that's really remarkable.
Agreed.
Yeah. And your first year or two is like so crucial because you're either going to make it or you're going to break it. Mm-hmm. And so I just, this is my career and it's my passion. And I see the potential in other agents and, I just want to be able to help them succeed.
So did you go after your first team members? Like, did you identify them or did they find you?
No, actually our other team lead, her name's Haley, we actually took real estate class together. And we had a running joke. It was like, there was 3 of us sitting together and we had our little threesome was called CLH, and it was Be Like Haley because she was like the smartest one out of like the whole group, acing all of the tests and everything. And I'm like, okay,
that's awesome.
You are going yeah.
Be like
I'm
Kristen.
Like, you and I are going to do this team thing together. Like I want you.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
That's the best story I've heard in a long time.
I know.
Yeah. I'm going to get you a shirt, Kristen, that says BLK.
Well, it's like you guys need like those little bracelets. Like you remember like when there was those bracelets, like what would Jesus do?
Yeah.
You need like
Be
like Kaylee one.
Yes.
Now I want to meet Kaylee.
I
know. Oh my gosh. She's so great. She's
love
so great.
That. So tell us like, I know that you were basically, I just lost my train of thought for a second. Oh, yeah, I know where I was going. Okay, so you had mentioned to us that your agents that are on your team are not only new, but another struggle that they have is they don't have a center of influence. So tell us a little bit about that struggle and how you've helped them identify who their ideal clients are without having that center of influence.
Yeah. The biggest thing is a few of our girls actually work part-time in like the restaurant industry, and it's making them feel comfortable in expressing to other people that, hey, I am an agent. I am, I think it's super important letting everyone know that you are an agent, and that and really learning how you're going to separate yourself, since there's so many of us right now, and everyone, it seems like everywhere you turn, everyone knows probably 10 other agents, and so really working on their confidence and helping them, understand the process enough to feel confident to say, I'm a real estate agent and, let me help you. Or there was one gal, Chelsea, who's on our team, and she, there was a gentleman at her work, and, he had been talking about, wanting to list his house. And I was like, just say like, hey, I would love to do a market analysis for you. And, then let's work it up together so that you can feel confident, showing him, what the comps are in his area. Or, another one is, one thing that I love offering to our agents is, if you have an idea or if you have this vision of how you want to, run your business, or if you have, any ideas, marketing, related, like, let's do it. Let's do it together. Let's trial and error. Like, I don't, we all have proven models, but just because they're proven to us doesn't mean that they're going to be proven to everyone else. And, we have a few on our team that are like, let's go door knock every day. And I'm like, great. Okay, let's do it. But it works for them. And so learning how to, work with every different personality and, what they feel comfortable with is huge.
So I love that you're saying about how you will get behind somebody's idea for marketing or whatever they're trying to accomplish. And I hear that some of your girls have another job, so at least they have people around them that they can be talking to on a regular basis. So what about that new agent who goes in full-time, says they don't know anybody? What are some of the things that you're encouraging those girls to do to get started? Because I know we've got audience members right now going, tell me exactly how they do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, so one of our agents, she's brand new here, just moved here from California. And, you know, that, I mean, I know you guys your market is booming with out-of-staters right now. And so it's, how can we, you know, like, you may not have a sphere here, but you have a sphere, whether it's in California or wherever you're originally from, you have people that you know. And so it's reaching out to them and talking with them. And, you know, I think like just making new agents feel confident and really digging deep into, you know, how everyone has some sort of fear, and it may not be local, you know, and so really digging into what is your, you know, what clients do you want to go after? Mine are a lot of either first-time home buyers or family-oriented people. And so I'm, you know, trying to get involved into, you know, moms groups and, you know, like where, you know, my new agent from California, she is relying, you know, on some of her parents and who, you know, they know who are either looking about relocating or, you know, so I think it's just getting to know like what people you want to go after and what, you know, if your sphere is not local, then where is your sphere?
Yep, I like that. And so I hear that you help them to reach out to people prospecting, right? So what are the things that you're telling them to do after they've been prospecting? What kind of follow-up are you asking them to do? How do you teach them to become organized in that way? Because we know that that's where you make your money, is following up with people. So what are some of the things you tell your agents to do?
Is have a purpose. Like, you want to reach out to them. Okay, so what do you want after you reach out with them? What do you want to get in return? Is it a call from them? Is it a meeting? Is it, hey, I want to come, you know, like, for instance, we had a listing in a local neighborhood here and it has sold, and one of the other girls had door knocked and, you know, she can't get a hold of them. I'm like, okay, so like, she had made little Idaho cookies and, you know, had dropped them off on their porch and wrote a little letter. And I'm like, okay, what is your purpose? Do you want them to call you? And she goes, yeah, I just want to talk with them. I'm like, okay, so what can we write in this little letter that you're going to drop off to probe in to say, oh yes, I want to call and, you know, I want to reach out. And so one of the things was she was going to put what our listing had sold for. And I was like, no, let's leave it a little open-ended so that they want to call and they want to find out what that listing had sold for. So I think a lot of it is, you know, not giving too much information, but also, you know, what is your goal? You know, why are we reaching out and what do we want in return?
I have a burning question. What is an Idaho cookie?
Oh,
Can I guess?
I have two guesses. Okay. One's bad.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's much better than what I was going to guess.
What's an Idaho cookie?
Good.
Is it just shaped like Idaho?
Yes.
Okay.
Or is it Idaho?
I mean, I know we do have our own candy, and it is like shaped like a potato or whatever, and it's like called the Idaho Spud. I'll have to send you guys some.
Please. You know what? I'll give you an exchange. You send me Idaho, whatever you just said, Spud. And I'm going to send all your girls a copy of the book I wrote because especially since they're new, I think they would love that book to inspire them to.
That is so great that you bring up books because our team, we try to do like a different book like every other month as a group. So that'd be perfect.
Awesome. That's good. Good trade.
Okay. I just had a little flashback. So one of your team members and I were messaging back and forth after we got connected, and her bio and her Instagram says, making Idaho Idahome. And I was like, I love that.
Cute.
Isn't that cute?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. What is that, Caitlin?
Yeah. Kaylee.
Or Kaylee?
Kaylee.
Is it Kaylee?
No, Haley. She's the outdoor agent. That's her Instagram handle. She is like, that is what she is known for.
She distinguishes herself. Okay, that's cool.
Yes. But I wonder who.
I think it was.
I wonder
it
who
has
that
to be
was.
one of your team members because it was after we talked on the
I'm
phone,
sure.
and then she started following me, and I looked at her bio.
Oh, you know who it might be is Carrie, because so I had her originally started listening to the socially modern podcast or whatever. And so I was like, yeah. So that's probably how all of that got.
I love
started.
that.
Well, you need to get her whole team out for the Flourish event.
I know.
We do. I don't know what
coming.
Oh,
so
awesome.
Let me figure. I'm going to be there. I'm super excited.
You should be. It's going to be so much fun.
Yes.
So
oh my gosh.
We'll have to rack up the rest of the team.
Let's do a little plug on that because
let's do it, Kristen.
All right. So if you guys are in Arizona or if you're cool like MacKenzie and want to fly out to Arizona, November 4th and 5th, we have our second Flourish event.
Yep. It even starts November 3rd if you want to come to the VIP dinner, which is a really fun way to get to know the girls before you spend a couple days with them. So all you have to do is look on Moms in Real Estate Instagram and you will see how to get connected with us through the Flourish event.
Yes. And so why don't we wrap up, and by wrapping up, why don't we just give a little advice to any new agent out there that might be either thinking about getting into real estate or in real estate? Like, what advice would you give them?
I think the biggest thing is finding a team that is going to invest in you and who is going to be, your second family. And I think that is the biggest thing, because the first year, 2 years is super scary, and you need someone who's going to be behind you. But just because you may have found your first team doesn't mean that, and if it doesn't work, doesn't mean that you have to stay. I think, just finding your home and not giving up is huge.
I agree. And you've done obviously a spectacular job doing that. So I am so grateful that you pour out your heart to new agents and that you have a heart to help those girls and that you've created an environment where they can thrive. That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being on today. All right.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Awesome. Bye, guys.